Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to Pointless, the show where obvious answers mean nothing and obscure answers mean everything. Let's meet today's players. And couple number one.
Hi, I'm Sandra, and this is my husband John, and we're from Glasgow.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm Cicely, originally from Sussex, and this is my husband Sean from Brixton.
Couple number three.
Hi, I'm Jas. I'm from Hounslow. This is my friend Luke from the Isle of Wight.
And finally, couple number four.
I'm Trish, this is my husband Dave, and we're from Formby.
And these are today's contestants. Thank you very much, all of you. A very warm welcome to Pointless. It's wonderful to have you all here. That just leaves one more person for me to introduce. Here, flying the flag for the 37 states of the US I can remember. It is my pointless friend, is Desiree Birch.
Oh, thank you, Xander. I mean, that is really more than most Americans remember.
Really?
And, like, that many of us have been to. I mean, there's a lot that you just don't go to depending on where you're from. I'm from L.A., and then I moved to New York, and then I was like, I got the gist. And I came here.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Lovely to have you back with us. Now, Kerry and Jamie got through to the final last time, and they did not win the jackpot, which means we add another £1,000 to that. So today's jackpot starts off at £2,000. There we are. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. Just bear in mind at all times that it's the pair with the highest score at the end of each round that gets eliminated, so keep your scores as low as you possibly can. Very best of luck to everybody. Our first category today is award winners. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns singers who've won Oscars, Desiree.
You are about to see a board of 16 people, all of whom are known as singers. They have all also won an Academy Award, either for songwriting, composing, or acting. Please identify the person you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. And good luck if you are playing along at home.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, as Desiree has just said, we're going to put an image up with 16 faces on it. You just have to shout out the name of any person you recognise from those 16 when it's your turn. Let's reveal the image. Here they are. As ever, I just give you a moment to absorb. And I turn to you, John. This is terrific. You've come to the front of the class. You were way over there last time. It's lovely to have you nearer. And tell us more about yourself, John.
I'm from Glasgow. I'm a continuous improvement manager. In my spare time, I've just started looking at genealogy, trying to trace back my roots, especially my surname. Where did it actually come from?
Have you established where you've come from?
No.
Not yet. How far back have you gone? Are you just looking at records at this stage, or...?
Looking at records, but got as far back as my grandfather's family.
I see. OK. Now, continuous improvement is the name of the game with you. You got through to the head-to-head last time, so we're going to continue to improve. We're going to have to get you into the final this time. What are you going to go for on our first round here, John?
I would say Pharrell Williams.
Pharrell Williams, says John. Shall we see how many of our 100 people said Pharrell Williams? Ooh, I'm afraid not Pharrell Williams. That has scored you 100 points. Sorry.
Yes, not on the board, I'm afraid. Although he does make us all happy, I will give you the answer you were looking for at the end of the round.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Cicely, welcome to Pointless. Great to have you here. Tell us all about yourself.
I work for a consulting firm, but I've just got back from maternity leave, so I had a lovely 10 months off there.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
On that.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. And what do you love getting up to, Cicely?
Well, I like cooking,
Yeah.
so watch a lot of cooking shows and then try to replicate what I see and feed it to my friends.
Very good. Very good indeed. That's how it's meant to work. And it does. Now, Cicely, who are you going to go for on our board here?
I'm going to go for Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish, says
Yeah.
Cicely. Shall we see how many of our 100 people said Billie Eilish? Billie Eilish is right. Owen is good as well. Down it goes. 16. Fantastic work, Cicely. 16.
Yes, fantastic start, fantastic answer for A fantastic artist, Billie Eilish, won Best Original Song for No Time to Die from No Time to Die, the 2021 James Bond film. The song was Billie Eilish's first #1 in the UK single charts.
Thank you very much indeed. Luke, we come to you. Welcome back to Pointers. Chance for you to tell us a little bit more about yourself, Luke.
I'm Luke, I'm 26 and I'm from the Isle of Wight. In my spare time, I quite enjoy cycling. And recently, I've been trying to go to all the London boroughs. Not at once, but trying to tick them off.
So which ones have you been to so far?
I've done all but 4 now. So I live in southwest London and the 4 that are left just happen to be in northeast London. So.
And when you get to your London borough, the new London borough, what do you do? Do you park the bike and stroll along and absorb the atmosphere, the culture of the borough?
I try and find a sign to take a picture and so I can show it off later.
And then back you go. Well, hey, Haringey, woo!
Yeah.
OK, Luke, what are you going to go for on our board?
I'm going to say John Legend.
John Legend. Shall we see how many of our 100 people said John Legend? John Legend is right. Well, 16 is our low score. 24 for John Legend.
Yes, wonderful. Such a legend, too. John Legend was the Pharrell we were looking for. He won Best Original Song for Glory from Selma. John Legend has got his EGOT. He has won an Emmy, 12 Grammys, an Oscar, and a Tony Award.
Thank you very much indeed. Now then, Dave, it's your 3rd show. Tell us more about yourself, Dave.
My name's Dave, I'm 57. In my spare time, I do like to go horse racing with my father. We're members of a local-ish course to us in Bangor-on-Dee in North Wales. But I also have 2 courses to go before I've completed the full set in the country.
Do you think you'll complete that full set before Luke has been to all the London boroughs? That's the question.
No, we've had a trip booked twice because it's not particularly local to us. It's Epsom and Chelmsford.
Epsom and Chelmsford,
Yeah.
right.
And we've had it booked twice, and first time we had to cancel. Our son got ruptured appendix.
Well, that's a good reason to cancel.
And then the second time we drove home on the Saturday evening because he was in the captain's prize at his golf club the day after. I didn't really want to miss, so.
So there you are.
No.
Now then, Dave, who are you going to choose?
I'll go Phil Collins.
Phil Collins. Let's see how many of our 100 said Phil Collins. Well, 100 is our high score, 16 is our low. Phil Collins takes you to 57. It's not bad.
No, not bad at all. And as far as Phil Collinses go, quite good. I love the guy. He won Best Original Song for You'll Be in My Heart from Tarzan.
OK, thank you very much. We are halfway through the round. Let's have a quick look at those scores. 16, Cicely, very well done. Cicely and Sean looking terrific on the back of that. Then 24 is where we find Luke and Jazz. 57 is where we find Dave and Trish. And then 100, I'm so sorry, John and Sandra. Sandra, though, you're going to have to carry the can for that. So let's see if we can find a lovely low-scoring answer for you in the next pass. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? There we are. Trish, welcome back to Pointless for the 3rd time. Tell us other things we don't know about Trish.
So I'm a massive Strictly dancing fan.
Right.
And Dave calls me and my friend Strictly stalkers because we go to so many of the shows when they're on tour.
When they're doing it on tour, do they follow the same script every night, or is it different from night to night?
No, you sort of know what's coming. So all the celebrity dancers all tell you that they come from the town they're performing in. But we've seen it in many different towns.
Does the crowd know that they're being played?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I see. I see. OK.
And do they care?
No.
Not at all.
Fabulous. Now, listen, you've been left with a brilliant score by Dave, so 42 or less gets you into the next round.
So I'm going to go for Sam Smith.
Sam Smith. Let us see how many of our 100 said Sam Smith. There is your red line. Very well done. Sam Smith gets you through. 27 is what that scores, taking your total up to 84.
Yes, Trish, an excellent answer for an excellent artist. Sam Smith won Best Original Song for Writings on the Wall from Spectre.
There we are. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Jas.
Hello.
Welcome back. Good to have you with us again, Jas. Tell us yet more about yourself.
So I've just finished my second half marathon, which I think
Yes.
technically means I've done a full half.
It
full
really does
marathon,
now.
Just in stages, yeah.
How long between the two halves?
About a year, so, you know.
This is okay?
Yeah, I think so.
Will you be taking up a step-in trip, as they say?
I feel like I will get there eventually, but it's
Yeah.
more the logistics of finding time to go on like 3-hour training runs is the hard
Well,
bit.
exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the only reason I don't do them,
of
Jas.
course.
I
Bit
just
busy
can't
man,
find the
yeah.
time. OK, now, Jas, 24 is your score at the moment. 75 or less gets you into the next round. What are you going to go for?
I'm going to go for Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga, says Jas. Here is your red line. Absolutely right. Lady Gaga gets you through. Down against 43, taking your total up to 67.
Yes, well done. That was Lady Gaga, who won Best Original Song for Shallow from A Star Is Born, which she shared with Mark Ronson. She was also nominated for Best Actress for that role, but did not win.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Sean, welcome to Pointless. Terrific to have you here. Tell us all about yourself, Sean.
Yeah, so my name's Sean. As Cicely mentioned, I originally am from Brixton. I'm a solicitor. That's my profession. But in terms of interests, I'm quite into my sport, particularly cricket.
Do you play cricket?
I played cricket very badly and then stopped after quite a humiliating experience a number of years ago. And so it's just a spectator
Fair enough.
sport for me now.
A spectator sport.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Do you follow county cricket? Do you follow international?
A bit of the 100 this summer, but yeah, mainly the test matches.
Very good. There you are. You're on 16. If you can score 83 or less, you are into round 2. What are you going to go for?
I think I'm going to go for Annie Lennox.
Annie Lennox, says Sean. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Annie Lennox. There's your red line. Annie Lennox, absolutely right, and getting you through into round 2 with lots and lots of room to spare. 32 is what it scores, taking your total up to 48.
Yes, Annie Lennox, such an inspiration for me growing up, and even still, I follow her on Instagram. She inspires to this day. She won Best Original Song for Into the West from Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. The film received 11 Oscar nominations and won every last one of them.
Yeah, thank you. Now, Sandra, welcome to Pointless for the second time. Tell us a bit more about yourself.
Well, I knew John's shoe size before I knew John's name.
This is interesting.
Yes.
And how?
Yes, so John and I met some 37 years ago.
Yes.
And we were at a dance night out, and I stood on his big toe, and I looked at him and said, shoe size 8.5, and that's how we were introduced.
Oh, that's...
And he has a shoe size 8.5, so...
There we are. You've got that. How come you know that so well? Or was it just a
at that time I
fluky
worked in
guess?
men's tailoring, so I knew quite a
Oh, I
few
see.
tips.
Oh, so you were very good. But I like the half. I might hazard a 7 or a 9 or anything. I bet an 8.5. Terrific.
Was that
Now,
the bit that you stepped on? Just
Yeah,
the half?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sandra, you are on 100. I'm afraid you're our high scorers. Would you like to talk us through the board?
Oh. First one is Adele. Then we have Stevie Wonder. Then we've got Bruce Springsteen. I'm not sure about the fourth one. Then we have Cher. I'm not sure about number 11 or 12. But then we've got Lionel Richie, we've got Elton John, and we've got Barbra Streisand. I think I'm going to go with Barbra Streisand.
Barbra Streisand. So let's see. No red line for you, Sandra, as you're the high scorers. But let's see how many of our 100 said Barbra Streisand. It's right. And down it goes to 44, taking your total up to 144.
Yes, beautiful work there, Sandra. Barbra Streisand won 2 Oscars, Best Actress for Funny Girl and Best Original Song Evergreen from A Star Is Born. So that is just kicking out Oscars, that one.
Very good. I reckon I can have a go at a couple of these.
Yes, oh, you definitely can.
But should we go through from the top?
Yes,
we've
let's go through.
There's Adele.
Yes, who would have gotten you 79 points.
Stevie Wonder.
Of course, for 45 points.
There is the Bruce.
Yes, the boss there for 28.
That is Isaac Hayes,
That
chef
is
from
correct.
South Park.
Yes, chef from South Park,
Oh.
and he won for Shaft and would have
Yes.
scored only 1 point.
There is Cher.
Yes, of course. I mean, how could we forget for 74?
I don't know who that next one is.
I can tell you, but I will tell you that she is pointless. So that is Melissa Etheridge, who won for I Need to Wake Up, which comes from An Inconvenient Truth, Al Gore's film on the environment.
That is Sheryl Crow?
Oh, no, no, no.
No.
It's Carly Simon.
Carly Simon.
You're so vain, Carly Simon. But
Oh.
she won for Let the River Run from Working Girl. She would have scored 2 points, though.
There we are.
Yes.
There is the fabulous Lionel Richie.
Of course, which you avoided because he would have given you 58 points. And obviously...
there is boyish Elton John. Look at that.
Yes, yeah, eternally young there. Elton John would have scored a whopping 78 points.
Wonderful. Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. That brings us to the end of our first round. It means we have to say goodbye to Sandra and John. I'm not sure this worked for you being at the front of the class. We'll have you in the middle of the class next time. But it's been wonderful having you on. We'll see you next time for your third show, when I hope you can take it all the way through to the final. But meanwhile, thank you very much, Sandra and John. For the remaining 3 pairs, though, it is now time for round 2. Well done, everybody. We made it into round 2, down to 3 pairs. Best of luck to everybody. Our category for round 2 today is symmetrical words. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns words formed using only letters with horizontal symmetry. Desiree.
So, on each pass, we're going to give you 6 clues to words or things that, when written in capital letters in a plain font, all have horizontal symmetry. That is, top and bottom of the letters are a mirror image of themselves. For example, the word hide, H-I-D-E, if you placed a mirror over the bottom half of the word, you would be able to read the full word in the reflected mirror. We will give you the first letter of each word and the number of letters that there are in it. Please give us the answer that you think the fewest of our 100 people knew. And very good luck to you if you are playing at home.
Thank you very much indeed. So let's reveal our first board of 6 clues, and here they come. Compound formed by combining 2 atoms of oxygen with 1 atom of another element, such as carbon in CO2. D7. Surface on top of a stove where pots and pans are placed to be heated. H3. Tree species native to the south of the UK and sometimes known as the Queen of Trees. B5. Member of a rowing crew who steers the boat and directs the strategy of the race. C3. One of the components of the psyche, along with the ego and superego. I2. And currency of Ghana, equivalent to 100 pesewas. C4. So there we are, Sicily.
I would like to go for one of the components of the psyche along with the ego and superego, which is id.
Id, says Sicily. Let's see how many of our 100 said id. Id takes you down to 16. Very well done indeed. Great start to the round.
Yes, fantastic start. The id is the deepest part of the unconscious mind that represents basic emotions such as hunger and anger. So when you're hangry, your id is working overtime, and no one else is working hard enough to get you fed.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. Now, Jas.
I'm going to go for the top one, which is dioxide.
Dioxide, says Jas. Let's see how many of our 100 said that for carbon dioxide. Well, 16 is the only score we have at the moment. Dioxide takes it down to 37. Not bad.
Yes, dioxide. Carbon dioxide is, as you probably know, a greenhouse gas. NASA's Orbiting Carbon Observatory 2 was launched in 2014 to measure the Earth's carbon dioxide levels. I still haven't heard back, but I don't know if it's good.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Dave, you are the last person to have this board, so take us through it, if you like.
Well, I think I can manage the 2 3-letter ones. I'm not familiar with the tree species or the currency of Ghana, to be honest. So it's a case of which of Hob or Cox scores the lowest. I'd go for Cox.
OK, let's see how many of our 100 said Cox. Is right. 37 the high score, 16 the low, 49 for Cox.
Yes, Aaron Kennedy was the cox on Great Britain's mixed cox 4 rowing team that won gold at the Tokyo Paralympics in 2021. So you were correct when you said that hob was the other three-letter answer, and that was the correct one to avoid. That would have gotten you 75 points. The queen of trees that you were looking for, of course, was the beech tree, and that scored 25. And do you know the Ghanaian currency? Have you been? Have you used it?
I'm just trying to work it out. I fancy there might be an H in there. Is there an H?
No, but there's a letter close to it. It is the Cedi, C-E-D-I. Cedi scored 3.
Thank you very much indeed.
you.
Well, that brings us to the halfway mark. Let's have a quick look at those scores. 16, best score of the pass. Very well done indeed on the near podium. Then we travel up to 37, where we find Jas and Luke. And then up to 49, Dave and Trish there. A little bit ahead. Trish, you get the new board, though. So I hope that gives you a chance to level things up a bit. Good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Will the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 6 more clues to words formed using only letters with horizontal symmetry on the board. Here we go. We have word that comes between delta and foxtrot in the NATO phonetic alphabet, E4. Disco group founded by Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards, whose UK top 10 singles include Le Freak, C4. Species of wild goat that lives in mountain regions and has large, ridged, backwards curving horns, I4. A small 3-masted Mediterranean sailing ship with lateen and square sails, X5. The close-fitting upper part of a dress and formerly a similar tight-fitting stiffened undergarment, B6, and a printed work containing recipes, C8. There we are, Trish. You're our high scorers, so let's have a lovely low score from you.
I'm going to go for bodice.
You are going to go for bodice for the second one up from the bottom. Bodice, shall we see if that's right? Shall we see how many of our 100 people said it? No red line, as you are currently the high scorers. Bodice is absolutely right. It's a great answer, 34, taking your total up to 83.
Yes, fantastic answer, Trish. Now, despite being thought of as the queen of punk, designer Vivienne Westwood also made several bodices and apparently used to visit the Victoria and Albert Museum and the Wallace Collection for inspiration.
Thank you. Now, Luke, there you are. You're on 37. 45 or less is what we need from you.
I think I know the top and bottom one, but I think they might be quite high scorers. So I'm going to go for the species of wild goat and say ibex.
Ibex, says Luke. Here is your red line. Let's see if we can get you below that with ibex. Ibex is right. Gets you through as well. Down to go to 11. Fantastic score. Our lowest score so far, in fact, taking your total up to 48.
Yes, excellently done, Luke. And ibex apparently can jump more than 6 feet straight up without a running start. Just like, 6 feet into the air.
Like
an
a
ibex.
flea.
Yes, just immediately straight up.
There we go. Thank you very much indeed. Now, Sean, you are on 16. 66 or less gets you through to the head-to-head. Would you like to talk us through the board?
Yeah, I'll have a go. So the top one, I think, is Echo. The disco group is Chic. I don't know the ship. The bottom one is Cookbook. I think I'm going to go for the second one. Le Freak said Chic.
Chic, says Sean. Shall we see how many of our 100 said Chic? Here is your red line. Chic is right. Gets you into the head-to-head. Very well done, Sean. And down that goes to 26, taking your total up to 42.
Yes, it does. So the story behind Le Freak is that Bernard Edwards played bass, Nile Rodgers played guitar in the band Chic, and they wrote Le Freak after they were meant to go to Studio 54. Grace Jones told them, I'll put you on the list. And Grace Jones was busy doing whatever Grace Jones does, which is being amazing and not putting their names on the list. They did not get into Studio 54, but they did make a hit that lasted for the ages. So apart from that sailing ship, you took us very well through the board, Sean. So you are correct that Echo is our first answer. That would have scored you 65, so well done on avoiding that one. And you are also correct that our bottom one is Cookbook, which would have gotten you a 47, so well avoided there. The one that we were looking for, and I hope I say this correctly, is Zebek. And Zebek scored 1.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. That brings us to the end of our second round. It also means we have to say goodbye to Dave and Trish. It's been lovely having you here. But this is the end of your pointless sojourn, I'm afraid. But thank you for coming to play. Trish and Dave, brilliant. For the remaining two pairs, though, it is now time for the head-to-head. Congratulations, Cicely and Sean, Luke and Jas. You are now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, which currently stands at £2,000. However, in this little bonus round ahead of the head-to-head, we can see if we can put some more money to that jackpot by finding a couple of pointless answers. So here goes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many famous towers as they could, Desiree.
I have been told that this scoreboard is a tower. It is one of the most famous towers in Britain.
Well, it is now.
Yeah.
Certainly between the hours of 5:15 and 6.
I mean, and when else are we actually doing things,
Well, exactly.
honestly? But that won't actually come up on our board. What you will see there are 6 options. 4 are notable real buildings that are significantly taller than they are wide. 2 of which are scoring, 2 of which are pointless, and 2 of which are not famous towers. £250 go into the jackpot for each pointless answer.
Thank you very much indeed. So here are 6 possible pointless towers. And we have Deschênes Tower, 33 Karim, Space Needle, Minaret of Jam, Tokyo's Sky Tree, and Eureka Tower. Does anybody know anything at all about these towers?
Beyond Space Needle.
Space
Needle's
Needle,
an
Sky Tree is really as well.
OK, cool. So that's 50-50 on the other 2.
So there we are, Cicely and Sean. Which one would you like to nominate to be a pointless tower?
What are you going to go
Should we go for 33 Karim?
Yeah, sure. Why
We'll
not?
go for 33 Karim.
33 Karim. Should we see if that is a pointless tower? Ooh, bad luck. Not a tower. So, Luke and Jas, can you find a pointless tower?
I think we'll go for Tokyo Sky Tree.
Tokyo's Sky Tree. Should we find out if that is a pointless tower? It's a tower. Oh, one person has been to the Tokyo Sky Tree, or at least knew of it. Desiree.
Yes, exactly. So you're correct. That is a scoring tower, 33 Karim. There are a lot of Karims, but the most famous one I know is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who wore the number 33 and was nicknamed the Tower from Power. So I know that you're extraordinarily well-traveled. Do you think you have a handle on which one of these might be a pointless tower?
Eureka Tower, I think, might be a tower.
I think you are correct. That is a pointless tower in Melbourne, Australia.
Well, that's exciting. I think the Deschênes Tower might be a pointless tower.
Well, the Deschênes Tower is a red herring, actually.
Oh. Roland
Deschênes is the protagonist from Stephen King's The Dark Tower series. So it was another one like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The Minaret of Jam, as much of a red herring as that sounds like, is an actual pointless tower in Afghanistan.
And therefore, Space Needle.
Of course, the Space Needle is a real tower. It is in Seattle. And it only scored 2, surprisingly enough. Yeah.
OK, thank you very much indeed. Bad luck, we didn't find any pointless answers, so we haven't added anything to the jackpot, but we've added greatly to our knowledge of towers. Let's play the head-to-head. Now, the first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot, and you are now allowed to confer before you give your answers. Very best of luck to both pairs. Here is our first question, and it is all about flora of the American West.
Yes, we're about to show you 5 photographs showing plants and trees that are found in the American West. We'll also give you every other letter in their names. Please tell us the plant or tree the fewest of our 100 identified. And best of luck if you are playing along at home.
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 flora samples of the American West. A, W-I-E-F-R. B, B-A-E-T-I-C-C-U. C, J-S-U-T-E. D, C-L-F-R-I-P-P-Y. And E, G-A-T-A-R. S-Q-O-A. There we are. Now, Cicely and Sean, you're our low scorers, so you get to go first.
Yeah. I think we're going to go for E and say giant sequoia.
Giant sequoia for E, say Cicely and Sean. Now then, Luke and Jas, do you want to talk us through that board?
I think A is white fir, maybe. Not sure about B, cactus of some sort. D, California poppy. But we'll go for C, Joshua tree.
Joshua trees. So we have giant sequoia and Joshua tree. Cicely and Sean went for giant sequoia for E. Let's see how many of our 100 said giant sequoia. Giant sequoia is absolutely right. Down that goes to 12. Very well done indeed. 12 for giant sequoia. Meanwhile, Luke and Jas have gone for C and are saying Joshua tree. How many of our 100 said Joshua tree? Joshua tree is right. 12 is what it has to be. There we are, 23 for Joshua tree. Well done, Cicely and Sean. After one question, you're up 1-0.
Yes, fantastic work. And I'm just excited to see all these gorgeous trees up here. I'm a big tree hugger type of person, like to hike around. Sequoias, you can't even get your arms around. They're massive and beautifully healing. The rest of this board, have you seen any of these before, Xander?
Well, no, I haven't. I haven't seen any of these.
Well, what about D? It might look like something you recognize.
Oh, that is it's a California poppy.
Of course,
That I know.
Yes,
I've never come across one.
That is California's state flower, and that would have scored 28 points. And you were correct, Luke, that the white fir was A. It is native to the Cascades and Southern Rockies, but well avoided, it would have gotten you 31. This one, now, obviously it's a cactus, we all know that, and because of the shape of it, does it look like anything you might recognize?
It looks like a ping pong bat.
It is a beaver tail cactus because
Very
of the
close
shape
indeed.
of it.
There
Yes,
we are.
very close.
Very good. Thank you very much
And that
indeed.
was our pointless answer.
Fabulous. Well, here comes your second question. Luke and Jas, you get to answer it first. You've got to win it, though. Stay in the game. Best of luck. Our second question is all about Peanuts characters.
Yes. We are now going to show you the names of 5 regular characters from the Peanuts comic strip by Charles M. Schulz. But we've removed the letters of the word Peanuts from these names. Please fill in the gaps and tell us the character the fewest of our 100 people worked out.
Thank you very much indeed. So let's reveal our 5 Peanuts characters, and here they come. We have W-O-O-D-O-C-K, L-I-V-L, F-R-K-L-I, C-H-R-O-D-R, and O-O-Y. There we are. Luke and Jas will go first.
I think we'd go for the third one as Franklin.
Franklin. Say Luke and Jas. Now then, Cicely and Sean, would you like to talk us through the board?
Top one, I think, is Woodstock. Not sure about the second one. Don't know the fourth one. Bottom one's Snoopy.
Could it be Schroeder, the second from the bottom? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a risk. Second from the bottom, Schroeder.
Schroeder. So we have Franklin and we have Schroeder. Well, Luke and Jas went for Franklin for the middle one. Let's see how many of our 100 said Franklin. Franklin is absolutely right. Franklin goes down to 43. Meanwhile, Cicely and Sean have gone for Schroeder for the one up from the bottom. Let's see if it's right. Let's see how many of our 100 said Schroeder. It is Schroeder. And it wins you the point. Very well done indeed. Oh, it goes down to 11. Fantastic score. Very well done, Cicely, for going with your hunch there. And that means, Cicely and Sean, after only 2 questions, you are straight through to the final 2-0.
Yes, and also we all got to witness the beautiful look of a husband appreciating his wife for doing the right thing and taking a risk, because the other 2 that you knew, Woodstock would have gotten you 46 points, which would not have been enough, and Snoopy would have gotten you 57 points, which would not have been enough. So Schroeder was indeed the best choice since no one could identify the second one. Do you think you know who that might be?
Well, I'm guessing it's a Van or a Von. Van.
It's Linus Van something.
Linus
yes,
with the blanket, of course.
Van Pelt is his surname. for 3 points.
3 points. Thank you very much indeed, Desiree. That means the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head. Luke and Jas, it's you. Brilliant play from you across the show today. We'll see you again next time, when it will be your third show. We'll look forward to that. Luke and Jas, thank you very much for playing. But for Cicely and Sean, it is now time for the Pointless Final. Huge congratulations, Cicely and Sean. You have fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted Pointless trophy. You now have a chance to win the Pointless jackpot, and at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £2,000. Well, brilliant performance, straight through Pointless. I mean, you've been low scorers, you were 2-0 in the head-to-head, you were our golden couple in the head-to-head. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, if you're going to keep on this trajectory, you will be leaving with that jackpot. What would you like to see come up?
Sport.
Some sport, yeah.
And then, I don't know, I've got sort of, general knowledge, rubbish TV programmes, I don't know, that sort of thing.
Sport and trash TV.
Just stuff.
Yeah,
stuff. Four things of
Anything.
stuff. Let's hope one of these buckets of stuff lands roughly in an area of your expertise. Here we go. 4 things of stuff. People called James Caan, Bristol trip hop, stars of Baseball World Series, and 19th century seafaring novels.
Bristol trip hop will be a massive effect stuff, won't it? Baseball's
anything
out.
about baseball?
Yeah, seafaring novels, not good on that either.
No. James Caan.
James.
Do you know anyone called James Caan?
No, I've never met anyone called James Caan.
Shall we go with people called James Caan?
Yeah, sure.
Just in case there's something random?
Yeah.
OK, we're going to go with people called James Caan.
Never met him. Gonna go for him.
Wow.
Yes, for this, we are looking for any feature film that's been released in the cinema or on a streaming platform for which the actor, James Caan, has received an acting credit according to IMDb up to May 2023. We will not accept any short films, TV films, or documentaries, but voice performances do count. Or we're looking for the name of any investor other than James Caan who has been a dragon on any series of the BBC TV program Dragon's Den. That's from 2005 up to May 2023. Very best of luck to you in the studio and to everyone playing at home.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, as always, you've got up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers. All you need to win that jackpot is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
OK.
Films out.
Films, no idea who he is.
So, Theophytus.
He's going to be scoring Tuka Sullivan,
Sullivan's
Stephen
good.
Bartlett.
Stephen Bartlett,
Can
yeah.
you remember the Geordie woman with the short blonde hair?
No, just thinking Deborah Meaden. There's
She
Karen
was scoring-
Brady. Is Karen Brady?
Karen Brady, she did it.
She did it.
Karen... What about...
Peter Jones would score.
Yeah, what's the... Duncan Banner... He would score.
Bannatyne. We could throw him in because he was quite a long time ago.
I think definitely Tuka Sullivan, Stephen Bartlett, because he's quite new.
Yeah, but he's famous from the podcast and stuff, though, isn't he?
But I think lots of people might not know him. And then
So Tuka Sullivan, Stephen Bartlett, and then who was the other
Karen
one?
Brady.
Karen Brady. Maybe.
Was she?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe she
There
was
was the
Apprentice,
Asian
wasn't she?
woman as well that has the like restaurant chains.
Don't know. Okay, Tuka Sullivan.
Oh yeah, she was. Tuka Sullivan,
Should we just try and cut?
Theophytus,
Theophytus.
and
OK, that is your time up. Let's have your 3 answers. What can you give me?
okay, they're all for the Dragon's Den investors.
Yeah.
We're going to say Tuka Sullivan.
Tuka Sullivan,
We're going to say Stephen Bartlett
Stephen Bartlett,
and Theophytus.
and Theophytus. Of those 3, which is your best shot at a pointless answer?
Tuka.
Tuka Sullivan we'll put last. Least likely to be pointless?
Theophytus.
Theophytus,
Yeah.
and then we put Stephen Bartlett in the
Stephen
middle.
Bartlett in the middle.
OK, right, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order, and here they are. We have got Theophytus, Stephen Bartlett, and Tuka Sullivan. Now, if one of these turns out to be pointless, and one of them could very easily, you'll be leaving here with £2,000. What would you like to do with that? Cicely, I'm going to ask you first.
Well, we need a new front door.
Wow.
So maybe a bit of that.
What have you got at the moment?
And well,
Or just the old front door?
Open
It's
space.
just the old. Yeah,
Open,
we
just wide open.
It's the sort of trust policy that
Very
we operate
nice.
in Peckham.
So, new front door. Sean,
Yeah, well, there's lots to do. We recently moved, so there's lots to do to the house. So it'll probably be absorbed either with house renovation stuff or our baby. He takes up a lot of
Well,
spare cash.
lovely. Two lovely things to be spending money on. There we are. Theo Paphitis was your first answer. In all three cases, we are looking for anyone who's been a dragon on Dragon's Den. Everyone apart from James Caan, of course. Let's see how many of our 100 people said. Theo Paphitis, £2,000 is yours if this is pointless. Theo Paphitis, absolutely right. No surprises there. We just have to hope this goes all the way down to 0, and then you can be £2,000 richer. Theo Paphitis taking us in. Oh, 10. Theo Paphitis. So we turn our attention to Stephen Bartlett, a relatively new dragon in the den, so we're hoping that he might score fewer points for that reason. Let's find out. How many people said Stephen Bartlett? Stephen Bartlett, absolutely right. Theo Paphitis scoring us 10. Stephen Bartlett taking us down through the 20s, down through the teens, into single figures with Stephen Bartlett. Down we go with Stephen Bartlett to 2. This is good. Very well done indeed. All moving in the right direction. So your third and final answer was Tuka Suleiman. We have to hope that Tuka Suleiman is pointless. Everything is riding on him. How many of our 100 people said Tuka Suleiman? Tuka Suleiman is right. Well, Theo Paphitis took us down to 10. Stephen Bartlett took us down to 2. Tuka Suleiman now takes us down through the teens. Still going down with Tuka Suleiman, down through the single figures to 2 again. Oh, that's so annoying. I'm really sorry. I thought at least one of those might be pointless, but I'm afraid it's not. So you don't win our jackpot today, but you do win our pointless trophy, and very, very, very deservedly so too. You've been fantastic right the way across the show, so fantastic work. Cicely and Sean. Desiree.
Yes. Let's have a look at some pointless answers for this round, starting with films by the actor James Caan. So for pointless answers, you could have had A Bridge Too Far, Alien Nation, Dick Tracy, and Mickey Blue Eyes. In fact, everything would have been pointless from his oeuvre, apart from all of these films, all of which scored points. The Godfather, Elf, Misery, Thief, Rollerball, El Dorado, Funny Lady, and The Good Neighbor. Moving on to the Dragon's Den investors other than the businessman James Caan. Here are some of the pointless answers. Kelly Hoppen, Piers Linney, Sarah Willingham, and Tej Lalvani. You could have also had Jenny Campbell, Nick Jenkins, Richard Farley, and Simon Woodruff.
Thank you very much indeed, Desiree, and thank you, Cicely and Sean. I'm sorry you didn't win our jackpot today. That will therefore roll over onto the next show when we will be playing for £3,000. Join us then, see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Desiree.
Bye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.